Hello, welcome to my final presentation for multiculturalism and gifted education. My name is Alex Cooper. Hope you enjoy the presentation. My title of my presentation is Reflections on a Culturally Responsive Gifted Program. The reason I titled it this is because this is what I have been thinking about since becoming aware of multicultural issues in gifted. That was before taking this class, and this class did a lot to raise my awareness of such issues and teach me strategies to employ in my school system to try to, make a more equitable environment for gifted students. So again, this is something I've been reflecting a lot upon because it, directly influences my job and my immediate surroundings. I chose this quote. I do not want my house to be walled in on both sides and my windows to be stifled. I want all the cultures of the lands to be blown about my house as freely as possible. It's by Gandhi. I chose this quote because, one, I teach Gandhi. I'm a 7th grade social studies teacher, so there is a lot of discussion of him, and there's opportunities for multicultural curriculum. But I chose it because when I read this quote, I feel like I could replace the word house with classroom. And, I don't want my classroom to be walled in. I don't want the growth of my students to be stifled. And I do feel like that this has happened at every point in history, but especially in a modern world, if we're not embracing other cultures and multiculturalism, we are not setting students up for a realistic interpretation of, a reality and a world outside of a school setting. So this quote really spoke to me about what I could do, the philosophy that I kind of need to approach, some goals that I could pursue. All right, so I looked through the course objectives, and there were 4 course objectives that I feel like spoke to me and I felt like I made progress on. So course objective 1, I definitely felt like I gained a lot of understanding about multiculturalism. I understood, prior to taking this class, I had known what multiculturalism was, and maybe some benefits from it, but I really didn't understand it as a whole. So understanding that multiculturalism and multicultural curriculum is a completely different entity than gifted curriculum or, general content or, general content standards or general curriculum. It's its own thing. You could have, a specific class on multicultural curriculum. Also, things like the 6 dimensions of multicultural teaching, that gives you a very good outline of what to do, where to go, what your role is in the learning environment of multicultural students, and so on. So those things really helped me evolve as a teacher and gain deeper understanding of issues around multiculturalism. All right, course objective 3. Policies in my district are not preferable for minority students. We have a massive underrepresentation problem in our middle school, and we do very little identifying of gifted students. We do almost none of gifted students in middle school. It happens all at the elementary level. So through problem solving and reading the literature and gaining insight to these problems, I realized that there is some identification problems going on at the elementary school level that are pretty concerning. I think we have limited assessments in the district, and I think they're clearly assessments that do not speak to a diverse population. And then another thing I've noticed is there is really not progress monitoring going on. It's kind of like once you're in gifted or whatever, or you take the test and you don't make it, then they don't go back and revisit this. So those are some things that I would really like to remedy because we have so many systemic problems. I mean, we shouldn't be, having almost no minority representation in the gifted programming throughout a county, a school district that is 36% African American. All right, course objective 8. So about community relations. I felt like I really grew a lot in this area because I learned about advocacy groups, and I learned that a lot of parents just don't understand. I don't think parents of minority children in the county that I teach understand that there's an underrepresentation problem. I don't think they know about it. I think that if they did understand it, they would be more proactive, because the community has a lot of influence in the county that I teach. And I think once that awareness is raised, getting them to advocate for their students would really be the easy part. I think it's about teaching the families about what's going on, because the reason that this has gone on for so long is because of the lack of awareness. To put it bluntly, it's just viewed as gifted is viewed as an elitist club. So I would like to do some stuff to really change the perception of that, to incorporate a much more diverse group of students, and to get parents involved, because, like I said, it's community has a lot of power. They really do. And they know how to get things moving in the right direction, but they got to be aware first. Okay, so I thought 9 was kind of just I don't want to say a no-brainer, but I think it was kind of just understood for me. I think I've always been the type of person that checks my own bias. But I do realize that I need to keep doing that, because there are advocacy groups. Excuse me, I said advocacy. There are groups of students in multiculturalism that I'm just not as aware of as I am African American students, because I've taught in 2 school systems with large African American populations. So I'm sensitive to the issues that are surrounding those groups, but I have found out that I am not sensitive to, or as sensitive as I should be, to other groups out there. So it's really, I need to really keep evaluating my personal beliefs, my personal experiences, and understand how those mold my biases. So, other groups, Native Americans, Hispanics, trying to think, females, LGBT communities. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I realized I need to raise my awareness of, and I kind of view myself as a pretty open-minded person, so I got room to grow, and that's not a bad thing. Okay, so talking about future plans, what do I want to do going forward with the information that I have learned? Well, the first thing I want to do is to try to build curriculum that's more multiculturally responsive. I think, being a social studies teacher, I really do understand how to do this. I have a good rapport with the middle school gifted teachers. I feel like over time that we could do this. We just got to find the time to sit down and plan it. So the second bullet point, discuss identification techniques with gifted teachers at the elementary and middle school level. The main thing is to focus on, identification. I think tabs would be a very useful tool. I want to talk also about alternative assessments, to raise awareness that there are alternative assessments. I think the assessments we use are very narrow in scope. We have conversations about a NAGLI area or other common assessments to help students be identified and recognized more frequently. Also have to discuss progress monitoring. If somebody's, almost makes it into a program, but there's some justification to progress monitor that student, that is what needs to be done. I do not think it is happening. Okay. Third bullet point, discuss advocacy groups with the gifted teachers at the middle school. I think, at least on the, I don't know about on a district level, but I think on a school level, we can very much go to parents and say, your student XYZ, needs these things, and give them the proper literature and education about advocacy groups, and I think we could really make some stuff start to change as far as parent involvement in the accelerated programming. And then the last one is just to continue to study multicultural education, because as I already stated, I am not as aware of groups as I thought I once was. If you had asked me before taking this class, I would probably have told you that I, understand all sorts of groups of people. I understand, strengths, weaknesses, issues they have to deal with, all of that stuff, and that's just simply not true. I think there are certain populations that I have a better understanding of, and there are certain populations that I don't really have an understanding of at all, and I just want to continue to monitor that and grow as an educator, because, I going back to the Gandhi quote, I don't want to be stifled. So these are the things that I have taken from this course. These are the things that I plan to use going forward in my profession. And I wanted to say something else. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Okay, I do remember something. As another example of something that I want to use going forward that I can use would be Banks' model. I think I wrote a paper, and I included Nito's model, but I already do the addition of the additive aspect of the 4 approaches from Banks' model. I pretty much already do that all the time. So again, the reason I bring that up here at the end is that my final point, I'm learning that have so many tools in my fingertips already to make changes in the school that I'm at. And in addition to that, I realize I have so much more room to grow. So all in all, it's been a very positive experience for me, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I hope I look forward to talking to some of y'all about this topic and just going forward and evolving and progressing as teachers. So thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of your summer. Thank you.